If you are a 2025 bride, you have to watch this video till the end. Hi everyone, my name is Isha here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now I've done my fair share of homework and a lot of research, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you a couple of styling tips. These tips are for all the brides to be. So before that, do not forget to do the usual. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and let's dive right into this video. There are two main segments that you need to focus on when it comes to styling yourself as a bride. The first thing is obviously going to be your outfits, and the second thing is jewelry. But in today's video, we're going to dive into the details on how you can style your outfits. So the first outfit that I'm going to be talking about are wedding lehengas. Now, in my personal experience, I've seen a lot of brides do monochromatic looks as well as contrasting looks. But when it comes to a lehenga, my personal take on it is go for a monochromatic lehenga. It gives a very cohesive appeal, and it just makes you look so much in sync with, the jewelry as well. So my recommendation is to go for a monochromatic outfit. The second thing you focus on when it comes to a wedding lehenga is the embroidery that's done on it. Do not opt for lehengas that have a horizontal design because they make you look more broad, and it just gives a flatter look overall. So I don't think that works really well for a bride. Also, if you're someone who loves a minimalistic approach and you want your lehenga to be really sober, then what you can do is you can get work done on the bottom part of the lehenga, and you can have very small motifs all over your lehenga, but the majority of the work that you'll be seeing is on the bottom part. So in my opinion, you should go for anywhere between 5 to 8 inches of thickness when it comes to the work on your lehenga. Please do not get it till your knees. It's going to make you look shorter, and the proportions are really weird on a lehenga when you increase the border from beneath. I'm 5 feet 5 inches, and for me an ideal border with work on a lehenga would be 7 inches. Now, depending on that, you can gauge how much you want to do for yourself according to your height. But please do not exceed a certain limit because it does not look nice on a border. The third thing I want to be speaking about is a very fresh concept that's come into the market and is actually sweeping everyone off their feet. It's the double layered lehenga design that has recently started trending, and it's a very fresh and unique concept. So if you have the flexibility of getting your lehenga customized, do give this a thought, and it's just going to look stunning on you, and it's just going to turn a lot of heads. For lehenga colors, I'm not going the conventional way. It's just not pastels for me. I personally am so bored and so saturated with the whole pastel lehenga concept, and I can't take it anymore. So I'm going to give you a set of colors that you can seriously look at, and they are burgundy, magenta, emerald green, deep lavender, mustard, purple, and royal blue. Now, these are very deep and dark shades, but they look so regal and rich and so beautiful on a bride, and I feel like dark shades are just going to bring out the beauty in you. So if I was supposed to pick a lehenga, I would totally ditch pastel colors. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about are your wedding sarees. Now, your sarees can be categorized into two sections depending on the fabric that you choose. The first is going to be your silk sarees, and the second is going to be your net sarees or organza sarees. Now, when it comes to silk sarees, you can go for Kanjivaram silk, Mysore silk, Tussar silk, Paithani, Banarasi or Chanderi, etc. These silk sarees are appropriate for wedding ceremonies and even for your haldi or pujas that happen at home before your wedding events begin. Now, you can opt for embroidered net sarees or organza sarees for other events like your sangeet or reception, or even your Varmala ceremony for that matter. Now the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the design of the sari. I would highly recommend you to go for saris that have smaller motifs or smaller buttas, because they make you look more graceful and sophisticated. If you go for saris that have like bigger elements, they're just going to make you look very heavy and very overwhelming. I mean, the designs are very overwhelming. Of course, they look beautiful, but for a bride, I won't personally recommend something like that. If you want a balanced look, then I would also recommend you to go for saris that have heavy borders at the bottom and your pallu has like a lighter border, so it looks very proportionate. If you go for a thicker if you go for a thicker border, then it may not look very balanced, so keep that in mind. I feel like having a broader bottom border and like a thin or a medium sized border on your pallu just drives more attention towards the drape and the design. The next important thing that you need to focus on is the embroidery work that you're getting done on your saris. If you want your outfit to look really grand, then you can get a little bit of handwork done all over the sari and proper work done on the border, so it gives a very rich look. Now obviously not a lot of y'all might have the budget to do that, because doing handwork on the entire sari border is going to be super expensive. So if you're someone who has a budget constraint, then you can definitely opt for ready-made laces. They look as beautiful as, maybe not as beautiful as handwork borders, but they're a close competition. So if you want to save money, then getting ready-made laces is a great alternative. Okay, so this point is something that I've been observing and I feel like it needs to be addressed. It's the draping that you do when it comes to your sari. Please note that when you're pleating your saris, it's only appropriate to pleat a silk sari and not a net or an organza or a sequin sari, because it loses its entire charm. So keep your pallu open on your hand when it comes to a net or an organza or a sequin sari, but pleat your silk saris. You can leave them open as well, they look beautiful either way. But if you want to pleat your sari, then pleat your silk saris, and if you're a bride, then it's going to look very classy and very put together, and you have a lot of a lot of scope to style your jewelry when you're pleating your sari. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can wear armlets and bangles, and you can just adorn yourself with jewels and that'll look really nice. Now the last point I'm going to be speaking about when it comes to wedding saris are the colors that you can go for. Now when it comes to a silk sari, you can opt for either a complementary color scheme like crimson red with brown borders, or you can actually go for a contrasting color scheme like an ivory sari with purple borders. I feel like these color combinations or these color schemes will really make you stand out. Now when it comes to net or organza saris, I wouldn't recommend you to go for a complementary or contrasting color scheme, but a monochromatic look, since it's going to make your outfit look very put together. Okay, so the final part of the outfit segment that I'm going to be talking to you about are the veils that you will be opting for as a bride. First and foremost, this is something very important which a lot of people do not realize when they go to purchase a fabric for their veil, is the width of the fabric. So usually when you go to a store, if you don't get your veils customized and you go to a store to buy a fabric for the veil, your usual width is going to be 44 panna, which is 44 inches. That's the standard width of a dupatta. Now if you go for a 44 panna fabric, it's not going to be a floor touching veil, but it's going to be a little above the ground. If you're okay with something like that, then you can go for it. You have a lot of options when it comes to a 44 panna fabric. But if you want a floor touching lehenga and you're going to buy something ready made, then make sure you ask for a 60 panna fabric when you go to any store. If they don't have it, they can source it for you and they can arrange it for you. But just keep this in mind. Now obviously when you're getting your veil customized from a brand, it's not going to be a problem. You can tell them you know, how you want your veil to be made, and they can do like the cutting and stitching accordingly, because they have fabrics specially to design or to make a veil. So it's not a problem if you're getting it customized. But if you're going and buying it by yourself, then keep these things in mind. The next thing obviously is the embroidery that you need to have a look at before you buy a veil. Go for smaller motifs. It's not going to look nice when your veil has bigger motifs, because it's going to look absolutely disproportionate. There are a couple of brides who would love to have designs on their veils like flowers or peacocks or, you know, certain figures. If you're someone who wants to do that, I would highly recommend you to do it or get it done at the bottom part of your veil, anywhere below your hips, because that's where the placement looks appropriate. Otherwise it looks very weird. The third thing that we're going to be speaking about is the lace design for your veil. Please do not opt for thin laces. They look really average. Instead go for thicker laces and, you know, smaller motifs on your veil. I don't know how many times I've mentioned smaller motifs. I think this is going to haunt me in my dreams, but I feel like it's very, very important that you keep these things in mind so that your outfit looks very put together and proportionate. I think that also I've said 100 times. I would also suggest you go for scalloped laces instead of straight ones, because they add a very elegant as well as a dramatic look, and I feel like they look prettier than just a straight lace. Okay, so talking about the final styling tip for this video, it's the color of the veil that you choose. Always make sure you go for a lighter color. If your outfit is a pastel one, then you don't have to worry, because it's going to be a light shade and it's going to go very well with your lehenga. But if you're somebody who's going for a darker shade lehenga, then please make sure you go at least 5 to 6 shades lighter with your veil, or it's going to look bizarre. With that, I'm putting an end to this video. I hope you found this informative, and if you have any more points that you want to add, please feel free to comment down below and let us all know. And do not forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, the usual, and I'm gonna see you in part 2. Bye!